Hello, and welcome to another episode of my 30 plus decks. Today I'm going to be using one that I don't think that I've shown off before, which this one just kind of slipped through the cracks. And this is Firesong and Sunspeaker. Now, this is a deck that I built relatively recently. It's kind of a pet deck at this point, but I am trying to make it a little bit faster because this commander is a 6 cost. So 4, a red and a white for a 4/6 Minotaur Cleric. It says red instant and sorcery spells I control have lifelink, and whenever an instant and sorcery spell causes me to gain life, Firesong and Sunspeaker deals 3 damage to target creature or player. So red specifically is I'm trying to burn a bunch. Typically I'm burning each player or each creature, and it definitely gains me a bunch of life. And then if I have spells that are white that gain me life, then those spells will also deal a little bit more damage. Perfect example would be like a Lightning Helix, 1 red, 1 white. It deals 3 damage to any target, either any target or target creature or player. And then I gain 3 life. Since it's a red spell dealing damage, I'm gaining 3 more life. And since it's a white spell gaining me life, I deal 3 more damage. Firesong and Sunspeaker deals 3 more damage. This is a deck that I saw, or a card that I saw years ago, and just kind of wanted to build a deck around it, so that is this deck. Let's just jump right in. I've already got my hand ready. Hope you guys enjoy. I am looking forward to playing for you. Let's go turn 1, and I will draw. Alright. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with this Legion Leadership, played as a tapped land. So enters tapped, taps for a red or white. Let's go to turn 2, where I will draw. Let's go Mountain. I'll tap 2 for a Hydron Crawler, and it can tap for one of any, one colorless specifically. There we go. And it is a 0/1. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's go with a Plains. And I think that's going to be it for that turn. Let's go to turn 4. Draw. There we go. Land for a turn. Tap that for a Soul Ring that I just drew. This being a pet deck, and I have so many decks, I don't have as many Soul Rings as I need. But that's okay. I'm fine proxying, and I know that it's a Soul Ring. Yeah. So, tap 1 for a Soul Ring, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a red, white, and 4 to cast Firesong and Sunspeaker by turn 4. That's exactly what I could have ever hoped for. Going to turn 5, untap. No upkeep, so draw. That will be another Mountain as my land for turn. And I could do something like this. Red, 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 and 1, 2, 3 to overload Mizium Mortars. That is, Mizium Mortars deals 4 damage to each creature I don't control because I overloaded it. Now, this being turn 5, I think that it's safe to say that my opponents have, 2 to 3 creatures, something like that. So I'll say 2 of them have 2 creatures, 1 of them has 3 creatures. So that would be 2, not my 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4, 28. So I'll just say that I have this deal, 28 damage total. I gain 28 life. Which would put me up to 68 or so. Let's go to turn 6. Untap. Draw. Okay, land for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go ahead and go red, red. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I will cast Electrodominance. Electrodominance deals X damage to any target. I may cast a card with converted mana cost X or less from my hand without paying its mana cost. I had X be 7, so I deal 7 damage to, someone's face. And then I gain 7 life because of it. And I will cast Valkyrie Harbinger from my hand for free. This is a 6-cost, 4/5 flying lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if I gain 4 or more life this turn, I create a 4/4 flying angel creature token with flying. I mentioned flying, but flying and vigilance. There we go. 4/4 angel with flying and vigilance. Do I have... Well, I have 2 different kinds of angels. I guess one's a 3/3, one's a 4/4. I'll just go to my end step, and this 4/4 angel will be my flying vigilance angel. Let's go to turn 7. On tap. No upkeep still, and draw. Okay. As far as it goes, nothing crazy. Let me just zoom in real quick. I have a Fiery Annihilation, deals 5 damage to target creature, exile it to 1 equipment attached to that creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. So for me, it would just be 5 damage, 5 life, which would get me another angel. Chaos Warp. I'm not actually sure what I would Chaos Warp. At this point, it might be my Hedron Crawler, since it's just a mana dork. And I have a Wrath of God, so just a backup board wipe. Let's go ahead and Chaos Warp. 1, 2, 3. Chaos Warp my Hedron Crawler. And so that gets shuffled back in. And then I will cut. And this top card is Righteous Valkyrie. That's solid. So, whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under my control, I gain life equal to that creature's toughness. And then, as long as I have at least 7 or more life than my starting life total, creatures I control get +2/+2, which I do, in theory, have, or with this play test, it would be 68 life is what I would be at. I guess hypothetically. I could do something else like red and 2 to cast Fiery Annihilation on this turn if I wanted. No, actually, I'm going to take that back. Because I will just swing with my Valkyrie Harbinger as a 4/5 flying lifelink and gain 4 life that way. So let's see, I was saying 68. So 1, 2, 3, 4 life gained. Moving to 6 life gained because the Righteous Valkyrie is giving +2/+2. So it'd be a 6/7 flying lifelink. Gain 6 life. I will move to my end step. I make a second angel, and that angel entering is a 4/4 +2/+2, so it's a 6/6. So I gain 6 more life. But that's on my end step, so that won't affect next turn. And then this is past my turn, but before it officially came back to me, I could go red and 2 Fiery Annihilation, there we go, on one of my opponent's turns, which on cast or more, when it resolves, it's dealing 5 damage to target creature. I'm gaining 5 life. And then at the end of that turn, I would make another angel. So that's gaining 5 life. And then end step, I'm gaining 6 more life. Which would put me up to 91 before it even comes back to my turn. Hypothetically. So there's that. And I still have a board wipe in my pocket. Let's see, that was great. Yeah. So this deck, I've recently made a number of changes to, because from how I built it, it was kind of torn apart from a more aggro Boros, more attacking-centric Boros deck. But right now, my attacking-centric Boros deck is more of my Zabaz deck, so I think that this one's more of a Spellslinger, burning and gaining. I I named this deck, or nicknamed this deck on Moxfield at least, Firelink Shrine, just because it's burning and lifelink, so I'm like, burn is fire, and lifelink, so Firelink. I don't know. And then just the shrine, because why not? He's a Minotaur cleric. Anyways, I do love Dark Souls. It's I think half of my tattoos are Dark Souls related. Anyways, this ain't Dark Souls, but it is something where I can have a medieval deck. Alright, let's just shuffle up, draw my hand. Should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reset that. Reset life. Actually, I'll just keep that life counter off to the side. I don't think that I'll need that. I don't need it right away. So, let's check the hand before starting. Oh yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? What is that? Turn 1. Draw. Let's go ahead and start the same way I did last turn. Legion Leadership as a tapped land. Turn 2. Untap and draw. Interesting. Let's go with that land for turn. I'm kind of thinking a creature would be good, so white-red for Tai Joaquin. Perfect Shot. This is a 2/3. Whenever a source I control deals non-combat damage to a creature equal to that creature's toughness, I draw a card. And for X, and tapping Tai Joaquin, if a source I control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage plus X instead. So it is equal to toughness. So if I am able to, deal 1 damage to a goblin that doesn't have any 1/1 counters on it, or 2 damage to a zombie token kind of thing. So kill a 2/2 with a 2 damage spell or something like that, then I draw a card. It prefers exactness, which Perfect Shot, exactness, precision. It prefers precision. I'll say that. Turn 3. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's go with a mountain as my land for turn. Let's go ahead and go white, red, and 1 for General Ferris Rokirik. This is a 3/1, has hexproof from monocolored, and whenever I cast a multicolored spell, I create a 4/4 red and white golem artifact creature token. Very cool. Let's go to turn 4. I will untap. I will draw. That is land for turn. I might as well cast for red, white, and 2 a Radiant Scroll Wielder. This is like my commander, Junior. My backup commander, except it's not legendary. Radiant Scroll Wielder. 2/4 instant and sorcery spells I control have lifelink. At the beginning of my upkeep, I exile an instant or sorcery. It's not a May ability. I exile an instant or sorcery card at random from my graveyard. I may cast it this turn. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. There we go. So that is effectively what I like out of my commander, which is instants and sorceries I control having lifelink. It is also a multicolored spell, so I will get one of these 4/4 red and white golems. It's also interesting to note, I know I have at least 1 card in the deck that is a white spell, so not red, and it deals damage because it's white is maybe not known for, but definitely has it over any other color where it can deal damage to attacking or blocking creatures. And so this one specifically is dealing 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, and then I gain 2 life. So me gaining 2 life from this white spell has me deal 3 more damage. But with Firesong and Sunspeaker, it's only red instants or sorceries that have lifelink, so he makes it to where the white instants that deal damage to attacking or blocking creatures also gain me life. Just as a quick note. That was that. Let's go to turn 5. I will untap. No upkeep. Let's draw. That is actually a little bit rough. Because it looks like I might miss a land drop. That being said, the reason my commander is such a big part of this deck is because of its excuse me, is because of its, instants and sorceries giving lifelink. So I think I've got options. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I really want to do this. So white and 1, Tenuous Truce on one of my opponents. It is something that I'm so wary about having this card in the deck, or in any deck. Excuse me, just took a drink. This card is Enchant an Opponent. At the beginning of Enchanted Opponent's end step, you and that player each draw a card. When I attack Enchanted Opponent or a Planeswalker they control, or when they attack you or a Planeswalker you control, sacrifice Tenuous Truce. So I put that on an opponent to say, hey, I won't attack you, because truth be told, I'm going to be burning them with spells. So I'm never going to be attacking them, hypothetically. And as long as they're okay with that and they're not attacking me on their end step, we both draw. This is one of the few instances of draw in the deck. I have a couple of discarded draws, but this is it's one that I'm still on the border about. It's not consistent enough board draw because my opponent can just be like, no, screw that, I'm attacking you. Either way, let's just say that it holds. Let's end my turn. Whoever it is, we will both draw. And then it comes to my turn. That will be an untap, upkeep, draw. That works, I guess. That'll be a plains. I'll tap 2 for a Talisman of Conviction. I will tap a white and 1 for Griffin Airy, which is at the beginning of my end step. If I gain 3 or more life this turn, I make a 2/2 white Griffin creature token with flying. And then I might as well tap a red and cast Bolt Wave, which is just one of the best freaking cards from Foundations. Bolt Wave deals 3 damage to each opponent for 1 red, which, because of Radiant Scroll Wielder, I gain 9 life. So let's just say, bam, up to 49 life. I will have an upkeep trigger next turn because of Radiant Scroll Wielder, which Bolt Wave just twice guaranteed. That's so freaking funny. I can move to my end step, and I don't know. Okay, I don't have a 2/2 Griffin, but I do have a 2/2 Pegasus. So that Pegasus is a Griffin. They're both 2/2 flying, so it's easy enough for that. Let's go to turn 7. That'll be the last turn of this video. Untap, upkeep, I exile Bolt Wave, and I can cast that until the end of turn. Then I will draw. Okay. And Radiant Scroll Wielder and Firesong and Sunspeaker are so close that I don't actually need Firesong and Sunspeaker. Radiant Scroll Wielder does everything that I need, and it's perfect. So let's go ahead and tap 3. I'm not going to be able to do everything that I want. Oh, actually, let me draw one more card because of the truce. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did miss a land drop last turn, but I can get my land drop this turn because of Tenuous Truce. Perfect. I think that's everything I need. I can have everything I want for Christmas. 1, 2, 3. Casting Sunforger. 1, 2, 3. Equipping Sunforger to... it doesn't really matter, does it? None of them have first strike. None of them really have anything. So let's put it on my Pegasus. Have a big flyer. Still won't be able to unequip it or unattach it and do that thing, but Sunforger is out and primed. I will use this last mana from Legion Stronghold to cast Bolt Wave from Exile, and that does mean that it resolves into Exile, but it also means that I'm dealing another 9 damage total, gaining 9 more life, so that puts me up to 58. And end step, I'm getting another Pegasus. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Double, triple check in. Yeah, that wasn't damage to creatures. Yeah, heck yeah. Alright, I'm going to call it there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Honestly, this deck, with being a pet deck, it makes sense that it's kind of fun. I really wish the Radiant Scroll Wielder was legendary, because then he could be my commander. It really is probably they just didn't want that power in the command zone. Makes sense. Either way, he's a fun card. This is just a fun deck. And it does have kind of crazy potential. I've done things like, I don't know, X is 10 for Jaya's Immolating Inferno, which is deals 3 times X damage to each of up to 3 targets. So if X is 10, then I'm dealing 30 damage to up to 3 targets. And that can just be each of my opponent's faces, and then Firesong and Sunspeaker has me gain 90 life. Those are some of my favorite interactions. And with the amount of, I don't know, artifact ramp that I put in here, I put in just a whole bunch of 2-cost mana rocks. I do have Boros Key Rune, and I'm looking to maybe switch that out for something else, like another 2 mana rock. But for now, I think that having that as my 3-cost rock is okay. Yeah, I'll be posting the deck list with this video like I have been for the last couple. Check it out if you're interested. Drop a comment if you'd like. Yeah, I've been pretty good about responding, replying, and such. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Later.